Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. You are listening to One Voice, One Mind, One Unit radio broadcast. This program is presented by the Human and Universal Energy Faculty in collaboration with Mankind Enlightenment Love Aruba. Stay tuned as our program will start in a few minutes.
HUE teaches positive thinking, positive results.
HUE teaches only humans with capacity can help humans.
HEE teaches forget yourself and help others.
HUE teaches love and help.
HUE teaches to multiply the good.
The only power is the power of love.
Remain calm. Don't be afraid.
HUE teaches to send energy with thoughts of love.
HUE teaches you think it, you create it. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Welcome to our program, One Mind, One Voice, One Heart. Tonight, we're going to speak about universal energy, and we're going to have a topic specifically on self cultivation, capacity, ability, and we're going to speak about who was Master Lumindang. For that, no other than Luming Trung to actually talk about this topic. Welcome, Trung.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to all. Good morning, Beckus. Afternoon,
Uh,
actually.
Trung, we're going to start first with a quote of the master. And this quote, we're going to elaborate a little bit on it, and then we continue with the program. So let's go for the quote of the master. Okay, here is the quote. God only gives humans the means, but God cannot realize choice for humans. What is your comment on this one, Drew?
On this comment here, we have a lot of opportunity. So it is up to each of us to decide how we go about. But at least we see some sort of a guidance, and we need to really put in our best effort to see what we can create and make the best outcome for us in order to serve others in the best possible way.
Yes, I also think that, humans need to make a choice. So it's more as in you as a person needs to choose, okay, the means that are left behind. And in order for you to really change your reality and change your life and change everything in order for you to feel good, be healthy, and of course, feel joy. Let's start immediately with the topic. So next we're going to go to the topic, and we're going to have the video first, and then from there we're going to develop the topic of today.
Mời anh chị em một số nét chuyện đề trước khi chúng ta vào đề học khóa 4 có cấp trường sư học. Như anh chị em thấy hình vẽ, đây là một viện nghiên cứu của Mỹ mà 30 năm về trước người ta thành lập. Người ta có những hình vẽ như thế này, tượng trưng cho một sự tu học để có khả năng và quyền năng giúp đỡ cho mình những người khác. Như anh chị em đã thấy, theo tài liệu nghiên cứu của tôi, cái phương pháp ngồi như thế này do một vị Phật giáo mà 25 thế kỷ về trước khi viên tịch, hướng dẫn một số đệ tử và một số người thích ngồi thiền như thế này. Nhưng mà anh chị em nên nhớ rằng ngồi thiền như thế này, cái vị đại diện cho Phật giáo viên tịch cách 25 thế kỷ về trước. Nếu anh chị em muốn được mở lưng xa số 1, số 2, số 3, số 4, số 5, số 6 và số 7, thì anh chị em phải tu học ngồi như thế đó từ 7 tới 10 năm. Nếu anh chị em tu giỏi. Còn nếu anh chị em tu dở thì mỗi một lưng sai vậy anh chị em phải tốn 20 năm. Chứ không phải như thế kỷ 20 chúng ta sắp tới thế kỷ 21. Anh chị em dọn dẹn học của chúng tôi có 18 ngày thôi. Có một số anh chị em học tắt 14 ngày. Có một số anh chị em học tắt 16 ngày. Nhưng mà anh chị em học cao nhất là 18 ngày. Ông tổ là thứ nhất của tôi tu 18 năm. Ông tổ là thứ hai của tôi tu 18 năm. Tôi tu 2 năm. Anh chị em hơn tôi có 18 ngày. Mà được mở 6 lương xa 100%. Đây là tôi trước trình với anh chị em, tôi trình bày cho một số anh chị em như thế đó, để anh chị em ý thức rằng công tu khổ luyện biết bao nhiêu năm trường mà chưa được mở một luân xa. Tôi cũng trình bày anh chị em tại sao ngày hôm nay anh chị em được may mắn như thế đó. Đó là quá trình kiếp của anh chị em, linh hồn của anh chị em, lịch trình kiếp nhiều thời kỳ anh chị em đã tu rồi. Bây giờ anh chị em tiếp tục một sự việc để anh chị em vô học lớp cao cấp. Anh chị em có quyền năng, anh chị em có khả năng, do các đấng cao cả ban cho anh chị em quyền năng khả năng đó, để anh chị em giúp đỡ cho mình, cho gia đình và cho xã hội. Vì cái chỗ đó mà một số anh chị em có cơ duyên đến sân luyện này để học khóa cao cấp. Sau khi học xong rồi, anh chị em về giúp đỡ cho những người xung quanh chúng ta. Đây là vấn đề tu học. Như anh chị em đã thấy, bỏ biết bao nhiêu năm để tu học, nhưng mà sau cùng những người quá cố đó đều duyên tịch hết mà chưa đạt được. Sau cái đường xa hoặc bảy.
Okay, before we go into the topic, I want Trung for you to explain more about who Master Lumindang was. And in this case, we chose to start immediately with Vietnamese because we work with frequency and vibration. But can you explain for somebody that probably never heard of Master who he was and what was his purpose on Earth?
First of all, he's was a Vietnamese person came from Vietnam who had gained the understanding of spiritual development in order to have this technique, this ability, so he can help all of us to use that ability, capacity with wisdom and enlightenment to serve. So he himself had gained the knowledge and cultivate for the number of years starting since 1972 all the way until 1989. And after all of the training, cultivating, receiving all the information that able to receive the knowledge, then finally, after he came to the US, then he will be able to pass on to others first with the transfer energy or healing first for a few years before there were high demand and request. Then he finally conduct the very first human universal energy level in July of 1989 in Vietnamese, of course.
Mhm. Now, Trung, if we see this clip, it's basically a basic level, and it was one of the first ones. What is the main topic of this short clip that we saw?
In general, in short, he shared us the photo or the image of the research institute in the US, from which his understanding, this is the image about 30 years ago, with his understanding that with the system of the chakra, in order to be able to achieve 100% opening with the high ranking uh, spiritual person that represent for Buddhism, that could take from that time it could take a very long time. If you are good, then it will take 7 to 10 years to be able to get all the chakra opening from chakra 2 to chakra 7. But you have to sit in that position. But if you are a slower learner, it would take you 20 years per chakra. And what left behind is this is a spiritual leader or master who had shared with his follower and how to obtain that. But of course, he left and not all can do that. So in fact, now he additional shared that his first master utilized about more or less 18 years to be able to achieve this chakra opening. Second master also 18 years, but he time Master Lumendang, he obtained this training, get ready for 2 years. So the benefit of all the people who come learn from his teaching based on fate and destiny, the longest one that you can learn to be able to receive the chakra open 100%, the maximum is about 18 days. Some can learn shorter, 14 days or 16 days. So this, you can not only help yourself, help your family member, but help everybody else in your community and beyond. So now it's a privilege that you don't have to learn 18 year or 36 year or 2 year. You are better. You can learn as short as 18 day, 14 day or 16 day to achieve what Master Dang has achieved in the past.
You know, Trung, I have here notes also on this. It says that the drawing, okay, this drawing represents for the process of self cultivating in order to have the capacity and ability in order for self help and helping others. How crucial is it for a person to want to help others in this universal energy school?
For my understanding, in order to cultivate, you first obtain the knowledge, you receive the chakra opening or activate up the chakra system or the will. In doing that, you absorb the energy, you obtain the energy capacity through an instructor or facilitator to help you to activate this will or the chakra or energy center. So after that, you will be able to absorb the universal energy to heal yourself, to clear all the blockage first for yourself, and right away you can have your family member. So that is the general understanding.
Okay, so you would say then it's very important for a person to want to help others in order to assist you because you know what I want? I want you to explain a little bit about self-cultivating. What is self-cultivation?
Self cultivation
Hmm.
here is you need to learn how to love yourself, really how to be able to get rid of all the negativity inside of you, to have that tranquility, peace of mind, whatever inside your system, like the way we eat, the way we talk, the way we drink, it all cannot be purified. So you have to purify yourself first to help yourself before you help others. Because if you can even help yourself, then how are you going to be able to transfer energy or help others effectively?
Okay. So you basically then, how I understand self cultivation is like you purify yourself in order to harness energy. And then that is something that takes time because there is one thing that I've noticed, let's say on this side of the world, the Western, is like they speak about energy, but the process of cultivating of generating that energy, that frequency, in order to be able to share it, it's like there isn't enough information on that. And what I've noticed is that it is very important to understand also, and I'm going to ask you about that, the capacity and ability in order for self help and helping others. How crucial is capability to have the capacity and to have the ability in order to share this energy?
In doing that, you will need to sign up to register to learn from a certified facilitator instructor to show you how to do so. So they will be able to harness your energy center, to activate your energy center and show you the instruction step by step of how to absorb the energy. Then you will be able to harness the energy to have for yourself and help others. But if we just give you a book you read, then there's no point. Okay, anybody can read book and understand, but how
Mm.
you're going to achieve. So you need to go through a instruction courses to be able to obtain all of the necessity to do so with the will to do so and to be successful.
Okay, so then basically, capacity, you would say that because of your taking the course, you basically are preparing your body to have the capacity to be able to use this energy that is being transferred because we have to also talk about that during those classes you get a transfer of energy, and this transfer of energy is the one that gives the ability to the person to use this. Now, what is the difference, would you say, between universal energy and other spiritual schools?
The difference is that in universal energy, we are hand on. We show you with the application and you get the result right away. For the first introductory courses that you learn as short as 2 days, okay, maybe 3 days, depend on the class, then you will be able to activate and get result right away. through the step that we showing you how to do that. And you have the opportunity, not after, but during the session, you have the opportunity to interact, to practice with all the participants, and as well as directly with the instructor or facilitator, either in person or by video conferencing.
Okay, you know what? Um, I know that you practice, of course, because you're the president. Um, what would you say Universal Energy did for you?
Universal energy help me, allow me to go beyond of my human capacity, to go beyond of my human calculation and human nature, because we have a tendency of thinking of what's right, what's wrong, pro and con. So that allow me to go bypass of what I foresee or calculate before I take action. They give me have that tranquility, that peace of mind to make a decision without a lot of calculation or think in a logical way.
Hmm. Okay, okay. Because you see, I also practice, and I would say that Universal Energy, since the time I started, it changed me in a sense that it's true. We go beyond our capacities, human capacities. We have more understanding. And not only that, it's like you develop compassion and you develop this true love. Because nowadays I can see that people, they always talk about love. But what is love? And that is another thing that I know that our school, we say our main objective is love. And what would you say about this love that we teach in Universal Energy?
This love we refer here is referring to the unconditional love. Because you transfer energy to other in a way of unconditionally, whether they are your loved one or a stranger, you do the unconditional love. That's how you can fully give without expecting something in return. Because in our human nature, sometimes say, okay, I want to give you something, but you are expecting to get something in return. So now it's unconditional. You give them unconditionally.
Okay, okay. And would you say that the energy that we are cultivating is exactly the cultivation of this frequency of love, which indeed it's unconditional, but it is a frequency that we are sharing because I'm putting myself in the shoes of somebody out there and say, okay, but there are other schools, there are other methods that, talk about love, teach about love, and what would be the difference of universal energy, okay, compared to what already exists, if we can say that? What do you think?
It is about self-help because everybody can have a really nice way of talking about the practicality to get the result with the minimal time frame and the shorter time that you can do that. So like Master Dan has shared earlier, it took his two masters 18 years each, and it took him um, 2 years. But many of one who follow and learn from him, it only took 14 days, 16 days, or 18 days. And we're talking about this is back in 1990. And he had
Hmm.
many students worldwide. And through word of mouth, no marketing, no promotion, nothing. So through word of mouth, people get that because they don't have the option either the way to die or they cannot afford for medical or whatever it is, they can resolve on the spot. They receive energy transfer from him with curiosity, with no other option, and then they request to learn, and they themselves make the change themselves. So that is the one that they can achieve in the shorter time, very economical and very fast. That not only they help themselves, but they also can help their family member or other.
Drew, since we are here and we're talking about this topic, it came to my mind that universal energy, many people thought it was a healing school. And we know that it's a spiritual development school. Now, based on the spiritual development, how would you say a person would develop spiritually in our school?
As I remember in the early year, Master Dang, he defined in a very simple way of human universal energy in the two way. He shared that in the scientific way, it's like the air that we breathe. And the air is not in the planet Earth, but the air is exists before the universe were created. And from the spiritual perspective, he refer at God or the creator. So there are two aspects, and he defines this teaching as a spiritual science. So for the practicing of meditation is one of the stepping stone to go to the next 999 more lesson that go about, and we apply both to be in practic to be more in practical. So we don't have to sit down to meditate for many hours, but the shortest short at 5 minutes, but you can go up to 30 minutes. And we use the technique in each level we learn in the seminar. Each level, you accumulate more ability, capacity that you can do more. And you can apply in your every aspect, apply in your daily life. Very practical. There's no magic into it. It's just very practical. Hang on.
You know, there is one thing that I want to also emphasize is that our meditation, especially in the lower levels, it's eyes open. And you don't find that much, that people practice meditation with eyes open. And then at the higher levels is when we close it again for meditation. So, what do you think is the purpose then of meditation? What would you say is the purpose?
For my understanding that Master Lumendang, he want us to be able to interact with the surrounding. It's very easy for almost anybody to close our eyes so we can eliminate all of the distraction and all that. But he want us to be able to meditate in anywhere in the environment. So in doing that, we will be able to help ourselves in any foreseen unforeseen circumstances to do that. But in a high level, we close our eyes due to the fact that the energy is abundant, the frequency is very high. So doing that we can neutralize that energy, and we do a different purpose for that to serve other. Because you see, in the lower level, the duration of transfer energy is longer. But the higher level you go, the less number of duration that we will use to serve. And we can do more in a larger scale, not one by one, and in the basic level.
Okay, because you see, if I think about meditation, meditation was never a part of my former education. But one thing I see as a benefit of meditation is that one, you develop spiritually. Because many people think that when you meditate, it's more for you to relax and have peace and purify your thoughts. Yes, you get all of that. But one thing I can say also is that meditation has opened a door to develop spiritually, because the more you calm your thoughts, the more you are quiet inside, there is silence, you learn to absorb more energy, and with this energy you can use it to actually transfer energy. And then this brings me to the topic immediately about, I know there are transfers of energy. What would you say is the purpose of transferring energy to a person, to a situation?
In my understanding, transfer energy is a technique, but to go further, that how you will be able to share of what you cultivate positively. And when you send that positive thought to the person and help that person to change from whatever the situation that they are in to become more positive and to resolve it better.
Okay. Because you see, one thing I understood of all this process is that you cultivate the energy, because you're not using your energy. And that is very important to emphasize, because it's not your energy, it's the universal energy. And it's important to also specify it is human universal energy. And I know people usually use the word universal energy, and it's more like in the cosmos and everything. What would you say the human universal energy is?
A human universe energy here is not like anybody can use. We are just like a transmitters, like a antenna. We absorb this, and through our application, they will use this to help other people. But other people who have not learned universal energy or human universal energy, they cannot do it. So it requires a physical body to apply, to practice the technique to absorb the universal energy. So the air we breathe is not of air in front of us, but of air from far away that will exist before the universe will create. And we use the technique to absorb that energy inside the physical body, that what we call human universal energy. And then according to the level of learning in our organization, our school, then we can transmit it, we can transfer the energy to those far or close accordingly, then we can help them.
Okay, because you see, now it comes to my mind that when you are practicing the different techniques, I always say that you learn a mental training. And I've, I dare to say I haven't found anything that really helps a person to practice and to train their mind to direct their thoughts. But universal energy has different techniques during the different levels. Okay, when you follow all these different levels as a student, what would you say each level represents?
In order the level that you learn, each level will help you realize more of your awareness of yourself, the transformation and the purification, and allow you to be strengthened. And sometimes one level go to another level that allow you to learn the lesson again. So you may learn the same lesson, failure in the previous level, and then you get ahead of that in the next time you learn again. So you're not only helping yourself, but you use the same situation to help others who are in a similar situation that had not yet learned universal energy. So you're not only helping yourself, but you learn in a way to give back, to help the people, to help the community where you're in, or to whomever.
You know, Trent, you bring me to a point that, I think we probably should talk about it. Because you see, there is a phrase in the universal energy that says only humans with capacity can help humans. And you were talking about that you go through the different levels also to help people. What would you say that phrase, what does it mean for you when you hear it?
With all of this, we first of all we need to go through the process of receive your chakra over 100% or to activate your energy center. With that capacity, then you can have. But if let's say I do not learn universal energy, I pick up a book, I read all of the material about the theory, but without activation of the chakra or somebody else help me or guide me how to do that, then it will be impossible for me to help myself. Then how can I help others? So that's why we need the instructor, we need a facilitator to guide us, to help us to open the door for us, to open the chakra for us. So step by step, we will be able to use the full capacity and ability in each level as we go to serve.
Okay, so each level will help the person to increase their capacity in order to be able to absorb more universal energy and in that way help more people. And you see, I'm going to speak about the experience of helping with universal energy. What I like is there is no limitation on distance, there is no distance, there is no limitation on the amount of people that you can help. And that is especially already in like the second level of universal energy. And what I like is that you feel good, you feel like you are living your purpose by sending energy, especially in all kinds of situations, not only with people that are sick, but in every situation, you can send energy. And then, of course, this brings me to the point where, they say that basically everything is energy. So when you live with that in mind, that everything is energy, and you join universal energy and you learn from universal energy what the method, I would say, what do you think that is going to do with a person that understands that everything is energy and is using a method to cultivate their energy?
The universal energy or human universal energy have you to see the situation in a different angle and be more positive, and then that will allow you to apply the technique to resolve the problem or the issue in which you were not able to do that before. Because there were many technique in each level that can help you. But before and anything else, like for any of us, we normally react very fast to unforeseen circumstances. But this universal energy, that first thing you apply in each day in the morning, then allow you to have that calm mind, allow your body to have this full energy is like a protection. So any unforeseen circumstances that arrive to you, you can better make a decision and you can handle better due to the fact that you handle with a calm mind, not with a chaos mind or nervous mindset in that way.
Okay, based on that, today I wanted for people to experience, especially the ones that don't have universal energy, but the ones that have, that we have an opportunity to practice meditation. So, what I'm going to request from our moderator is that we're going to go for a meditation. For people that don't have any clue about meditation, what are you going to do? We're going to keep it very basic. You're going to breathe through your nose, exhale through your mouth. You're going to do it 3 times. And then you're going to focus on the top of your head and just allow your thoughts to come up. Okay, just allow them. And anybody else that has universal energy that is joining us today, you just use your technique. So let's start with our meditation. We're going to meditate for 5 minutes. Okay, we're going to continue with our dialogue. True, tell me about the meditation. We just meditated, okay? And of course, we have the different levels that meditate. What would you say is the key of our meditation?
The key of the meditation is to help us to stay focused, have the calm mind, and able to really listen to our body, what is needed, so we can use human universal energy to neutralize or to reconnect it, to connect, to have all the parts that are needed inside. Then when everything's good inside, then we can transfer energy to help the outside.
Okay, because you see, now that I was meditating, because when you do meditation, it is not only to calm yourself, but you will also, for instance, feel the energy. And that is one thing that I see that, a lot of people forget that the spiritual aspect of each human being. I say always, I say, you can tell me exactly what you had for breakfast, lunch, and what are you going to have for dinner. But what did your soul eat? And for me, it's like your soul eats this energy, that's frequency when you're totally calm. And that you radiate out there. Now, if somebody, okay, like you, that you knew master, what would you want to share with us that was very, I would say, impactful of his life, of him as a person in a spiritual aspect?
Trust, dedication, and conviction. So regardless of, doesn't matter how bad the situation is, he trusts that he can use the ability, capacity to serve, not only for himself, but to serve whoever he can serve or whoever wants to be served.
So when he was going through difficult times, what would he do?
He go inside, he went inside of him and listen. And then some part, let's say, when you stress, when you're hungry, what, you don't know what, then he went inside and listen. Because the noise can be outside when we see it, but how about the noise inside? To come the noise
Mhm.
inside out, so we can have that peacefulness, that calm, just like water. And when that happens, he can fully able to use his capacity and ability, and perhaps his body making some wisdom to be able to connect with the energy, capacity, ability that he had received in order to help himself, so he can be fully with the capacity to help and to serve others.
Okay, because you see, when we talk about master, and for many people that probably know him because they are students, and for people that don't know him, I would say that for me, when I started, learning about universal energy, what captivated me of master is was this aura, this image of self confidence that he always had when he walked into whatever stage, because we always were like big groups. And there is something that I always say is Master used to always be like happy, joyous. What would you say that as a human being, universal energy would do for this person?
As I recall, in any seminar conference in various countries, when he entered the room, it doesn't matter what language. He learned one word, so say hello, in seven different languages, say hello, and then through his voice, and he not put himself as a master, but he puts it as a person. I'm here to be at your service, to help you, to serve you. And through that 5 minutes entering the conference room, went up to the stage, his voice continuing say hello in different languages, and that's how he draw everybody together. And at the same time, with his ability and capacity combined with his voice say hello in different languages, and he transfer the energy to other. So by the time before the organizer introduced him, this is the seminar where he already neutral everybody at one frequency through his voice, his energy. And at least, with human nature, it doesn't matter who are out there. If I go to a seminar, if a person can say one word hello in my language, I connect right away. So he did that 7 languages. And through that, he connect all of us together with his frequency, his energy, and he combine all that. So that's how he began
You know,
in
one
all the level.
one thing that caught my attention is when I first met him in person, and he said, I am a master, and I will teach you how to become a master so you can teach others." And during that time, I remember it was the time of other spiritual leaders, and none of the others were teaching their students about that philosophy. And I think, that was something that was very particular, a master, that he always used to say, what? I am the master. I'm going to teach you how to become one just like me and how to teach others how to be like me. And for me, that was very humbling. And that is why I said, what? This gentleman is going to be my master because he is teaching the right thing. And when you hear something like this, you know, you are going to respect this person. Now, based on going back, and one thing I want to explain to the viewers today, we're going from one little topic to another because it's like an introduction program. The next programs, we're going to be specifically speaking of a topic that is of universal energy. And of course, you can ask questions or comments, and we will receive them. You can send comments to Trung or any questions. And of course, we will be more than happy to answer you. So, continuing a little bit more, Trung, already we're going to be, it's fascinating. It's going to be an hour already. um Already for closing, what would you say universal energy should be for somebody that is listening now, or even a student, that maybe is listening and hasn't connected with us? What would you tell a person like that?
Universal energy had changed my life. So universal energy will be the opportunity for all who want to be changed, who want to be different, who want to live a full life without suffering, and will be able to enjoy life and be able to apply spiritual and material in parallel according to his teaching, also spiritual science, and be more practical that you can help yourself as well as help others when you want to, but there's no obligation, only when you have the free time to do so. But this is the minimal, the fastest step that you can learn as short as in a couple of days in the beginning level to help you to change your life if you want to be changed. And if you want something better, that you can gain spirituality in the more practical way.
Okay. Okay, I would say also, that universal energy, especially for the ones that know how the school used to be, when Master was here with us, I would say, there was a process that took place of cultivating the frequency, the energy, and now it feels like it's ready. And that's why we have these programs. And one thing that I say is that this is a time that if you use whatever you have, and this is for the students that have universal energy, you use your technique correctly, you will have results. Because you see, at the end of the day, everybody wants results. And the results, we want to experience them in our own daily life. And this is the moment, and that is why we're organizing all of this, because I say this is the moment that we can use universal energy and have results. Like you said, when I started, I mean, with universal energy, it is something that I say that it changed my life. I did many other things, but this one I was stuck to this one. I was hooked on it. One of the reason is that it keeps you always like looking for more. It gives you this hunger to know more. Now, based on that, if somebody wants to know more, Trung, is there a way that right now you can tell them how to go about if they want to know more about us?
Well, basically, you can reach out to us to our website at www.hue-faculty.com, and we have general information on there in English and Spanish that you can reach out to write to us, and then we will be able to further assist you of what are the needs or any question that you might have.
Okay, I also think that we have actually some of the programs, especially the weekly meditation. So I'm going to ask the moderator to share the actually the information, the flyers that we have. Okay, the first one here is the HUE Worldwide Meditation. You can contact us for the Zoom ID, and gladly we will share it with you. It is every Saturday, 10 o'clock in the morning, St. Louis time. We have different languages: English, Dutch, French, Canada, Spanish, Tamil, and Vietnamese. So join us in order for us to contribute and use your technique of universal energy to help humanity and help the world. And we have another one, if I'm not mistaken, of course. We have the inspirational and precious words of the Master. Also, contact us for the Zoom ID. This is going to be on Wednesday, June 3rd, 2026. And we have also another one on Wednesday, June 17th. And it's from 10 o'clock in the morning to 11 o'clock in the morning, St. Louis time. And for the first time, we're going to have it in different languages. It's going to be in French, Canada, Spanish, Tamil, and Vietnamese, and of course, English. So you are welcome. It is for any universal energy student of any level, for family members, relatives, or friends of the HUE students. So feel welcome to join us. This is also free for you to know more about it. If you are a level 20 student, we have also an application meeting for level 20 or O8 students, and it's an update of applications techniques to have results in our daily lives. This is on Sunday, June 2026 from 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. St. Louis time. We have English, French, Canada, Spanish, Tamil, and Vietnamese. And please, the last day to register is June 6th. So please contact us if you are interested. I think this was the last one, if I'm not mistaken. And Trung, I'm going to ask you for some final words.
Thank you for the opportunity that we have the opportunity to share with you about Master Lumendang. And if you have any further question, anything, feel free to write to us, and we make our best effort to continue with the program as regular as we can, so we can share with you about our program, our organization, as well about Master Dang. And like Miss Beckett has shared earlier, that each time we do that, we will have more specific topics so we all can learn from Master Dang teaching and know about him. So whether you are a current HV practitioner or future HV practitioner, you're more than welcome to participate and join us. Okay, thanks again for the opportunity, and thanks for the moderator, and thanks Beckett for the time we share. I look forward to work more with you so we can share more of Master Dang teaching to others.
Yes, we're going to definitely promise that we're going to be starting to cover some topics. So spread the word, tell them that we're doing this, and we expect for you to go and share the energy and share the love. Remember, it's one mind, one voice, and one heart. See you next month. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Welcome to our HUE radio program. Through this broadcast, we wish to touch the hearts and minds of people of all walks of life. As human beings, we are all connected together at an energetic level either in a form of thought, voice, or interaction. Using this fundamental principle, we use the radio program to transmit a beacon that contains the combined frequencies of thoughts, words, and deeds. Our theme is One Voice, One Mind, One Unit. Let's focus on the same idea and verbalize together in one voice. Let's have the same intention and think together with one mind. Let's share our collective strength and work together as one unit. We appreciate your participation today, and if you find our program beneficial to you, please help us spread the word. For more information, visit our website at www.hue-faculty.com.
Enlightenment and love, love, love. Deep inside the leaf, there is the living tree. Just the same as God shines in you and me. We just have to feel God without asking why. Just spread our inner wings and be prepared to fly. Defined by constant giving, the endlessness within.